Hi everyone, you are watching Commerce King Academy right now. Today we will discuss about third video of chapter number 3 on the topic of fixing of transactions in double entry system, or how we deal our business transactions in double entry system. Is that okay? Right. So let's start it with this topic. Fixing of business transactions in double entry system. Dear students, maintaining your books. There are number of accounting methods you can use to keep track of your company's financial information. Two of most popular types of accounting are single entry accounting and double entry accounting. The urgency of the situation is that we need to learn little or bit about single entry system before going toward double entry system. So let's get started. First, single entry accounting. Single entry accounting is most successful for smaller businesses with low transaction volumes. It can be used by companies to track transactions that involve cash, taxable income, and tax deductible expenses. Like the name suggests, income and expenses are only listed on time or one time in single row with positive values for income and negative values for expenses. First, let's go over single entry accounting. Single entry is basically cash accounting. All it does is look at inflow or outflow of cash from something like your bank account. So when you boot up your bank account online, you are looking at the cash going out. You paid some bills and cash coming in. You collected some revenue. That is single entry bookkeeping. It is very simple. In fact, it's too simple for venture backed startups or e-commerce companies. That's it. That are bootstrapping but trying to get really big. You do not want to do single entry accounting if you are running a business of any size. It's just not a great way to go. It's for solo consultants who are only trying to track their cash flows really. It's helpful to explain why through an example. So, say you hire a web designer to make a really amazing new homepage for your company in February. Understand? They do all the work in February. They invoice you in March and you pay them in April. So the work was actually done in February. You would typically in a different accounting system. In double entry, book that expense in February. But through a single entry approach, you are only going to see that one time. And you are going to see the cash flowing out in April. It totally misstates the actual expenses that you are incurring. And it makes it really hard to run your company because you are only recognizing expenses when they happen and you are only collecting revenue when they happen. This makes it really difficult for investors or even you to do any kind of analysis and know what's happening in your company, because single entry approach lack of accrual based accounting. It follows just one time of a transaction. It follows just one time to any transaction. Let's see here the snapshot of the shortest or easiest example regarding single entry system. While I certainly don't recommend single entry for the types of companies that we work, continue reading to learn why. You can do single entry in a spreadsheet like this. A simple single entry bookkeeping example is here. The format of single entry system is this. First is date, second transactions recording, amount, bank account balance. For example, if a company 1st April 2020 starting bank account balance with $15,098. The second transaction of single entry system is on 2nd April 2020, rent paid by the company and ultimately decrease from bank account balance, which is $1,500. After deduction of the rent paid by the company, the remaining balance is $13,598. The next transaction of the company is on 5th April, customer payment paid to the company by the customer $12,000, which will be increase in bank account balance. The next transaction is on 10th April 2020, ABC software payment. Any payment paid by the company for software amounted $575, decrease from bank account balance. The remaining balance is this. The next transaction on 11th April 2020, Amazon order. Any order given to Amazon company by the company amounted to $155.03, which will be less from bank account balance. The remaining balance is after deduction is this. The next transaction of the company on 15th April 2020, tax payment paid by the company amounted $22,293, which will be deducted from bank account balance. After deduction, the remaining and final balance or cash at bank is this, which is $2,474.97. After discussion on concept and example of single entry bookkeeping, may you will be able to enter business transactions in single entry system. After clarification the concept of single entry system of accounting, now we are going on double entry accounting. This is double entry and it reflects your financials more accurately. Large public companies follow GAAP, generally accepted accounting principles. GAAP is based on the double entry system. So if your startup is aiming to go big or large and be worth billions, you need to set up your accounting system correctly from day first. Bookkeeping can be complicated. Businesses of any size, large or small, and double entry bookkeeping all the more so. Here's a closer look at this financial process and how understanding double entry bookkeeping can help your organization. When we talk about the definition of double entry bookkeeping, double entry bookkeeping is an accounting system that rules that for every entry into one account, an equal entry must be made in another account. Set to date back to the 11th century, double entry bookkeeping maintains that there must be an equal debit for every credit a company records in its accounting system. These transactions are recorded in a company's general ledger. In individual nominal codes from the general ledger, you can derive a trial balance that is made up of the sum of all the nominal accounts. The trial balance has both a debit and credit side that are equal to each other. The question comes in our minds that what the double entry bookkeeping system looks like. So there are some key features of double entry bookkeeping to look out for depending on what sort of expense or income you are recording. Debits are always on the left hand side. You must keep in your mind that I'm saying again, debits are always on the left hand side. Debits will increase an asset account or decrease a liability account. Debits also decrease revenue. On the other hand, the credits are always on the right hand side. Credits will increase a liability account but decrease an asset account. Credits increase revenue. When data is recorded as double entry, making it simple to see discrepancies or find errors if revenue or account balances seem off. Right? The next step of how we understand double entry bookkeeping. The purpose of double entry bookkeeping is to create a set of financial statements, the profit and loss statement and balance sheet based on the trial balance. Understand? The profit and loss statement shows the revenue, costs, and profit or loss for a certain period. Whether the balance sheet shows the assets, liabilities, and equity of a company for all time. The double entry bookkeeping system is based on the formula which is assets is equal to liabilities plus equity, which may be called owner equity. This is also known as accounting equation. The equity of a balance sheet includes the profit or loss made for all time, including the current period. What comprises a double entry bookkeeping balance sheet? Contents or accounts, which are assets, liabilities, or equities, same as what comprises the profit and loss statement. Contents, items, which are revenues, costs, profit or loss. That's it. To understand how double entry bookkeeping works, looks at the example. In this case, we will focus on a company that sells Apple. We have a simulation to understand double entry system, so understand with attention. For example, first we need to invest in the business. We invest $100,000. The double entry bookkeeping example of this, in this way, we will record the investment of the business in journal entry. First cash, first account will be cash account, and second account will be equity. Cash will be debit with $100,000 and equity with amount $100,000. The investment of $100,000, the journal entry of the investment has been completed. Cash debit and equity or capital credit. For example, the second entry, for example, now we need to buy a shop front to sell the apples from. The shop's value is $500,000. So let's assume we take out a loan for the full amount. The journal entry of this transaction will be property account debit with amount $500,000 and liability or mortgage account will be credit, amounted $500,000, because we take out a loan for the full amount for purchasing the property. Ultimately, we need to buy some actual apples to sell. Let's buy amounted $10,000 worth of inventory of apples. This is the cost of apple. The journal entry of this transaction will be inventory of apples will be debit, amounted $10,000, and cash will be credit with amount $10,000. This is the cost of inventory which we have been purchased for the business. The last simulated transaction is, for example, time to sell. We sold all apples for amounted $12,000 for $2,000 as a profit. So cash account debit with amounted $12,000 and revenue account or sales revenue or sales account credit with amount $12,000. Putting all this double entry bookkeeping data together will form a ledger or T account and trial balance and financial statements. First we will find ledger or T account of the above accounts. Second, we will find trial balance, format. The third requirement, profit and loss account. The fourth point is balance sheet of simulative business or transactions which we have been done above. We are going to solve ledger or T account first of the journal entries. The format of first account, which is cash account, the T account format is here. Now we will find the cash amounts in journal entries. In this entry we will see the cash is credited with equity account amounted $100,000. So we will enter the data of first entry. Cash debit with equity amounted, cash debit with equity or capital with amount $100,000. We will find cash account in second entry. There is no exist in second entry cash. Next, cash exists in third entry. Cash credit with inventory. Cash credit with inventory amounted $10,000. Last and fourth entry has cash amounted $12,000 as a debit with revenue account or sale account. Dear students, this is the cash account balance will be brought forward in trial balance on debit side. This is most important point, that is the credit balance of T account will be entered in trial balance on debit side, just like this balance. If the balance shows on debit side of T account will be entered in trial balance on credit side. The next, ledger account of equity account. Equity account. Before enter the equity account data, we will find the equity account from journal entries. So in journal entries, equity account exists in first entry. Equity account credit with cash account. Equity account credit with cash account amounted $100,000. So we have debit balance of $100,000 of equity will be credited in trial balance. I am saying again the concept of carry forward balance. Dear student, you must keep in your mind the T account or ledger account balance, debit side balance will be credit in trial balance, and credit side balance which will be debit on trial balance. After the completion of ledger account of cash equity, ledger account of cash equity made by us, now we will move toward next account in journal entries, property liability. Ledger format is here. We enter the amounts of property debit with liability amounted $500,000. Property debit with liability or mortgage, $500,000. $5,000. The carried forward balance will be on credit side, which is $500,000. Balance carry forward. The ledger of or T account of property account has been completed. The next account is liability account. Needs to be made the ledger or T account of liability account. Liability or mortgage account is credit with property account amounted $500,000. So let's see here. Liability or mortgage account, debit side and credit side. Liability or mortgage account is credit from property account, credit with property account amounted $500,000. So let's find the carry forward balance of liability or mortgage account. Balance carry forward amounted $500,000. After the completion of cash account, cash ledger account, equity ledger account, property ledger account, liability ledger account, the next item is inventory account. See here the inventory ledger account. Inventory ledger account. This is the format of T account or ledger account. Right hand side credit, whether left hand side debit. Now we enter the amounts. Inventory is inventory account debit from cash account, debit from cash account amounted $10,000. $10,000. The carried forward balance will enter on credit side amounted $10,000. The inventory account has been completed here. The next account is revenue account, which is remaining account from all journal entries. This is remaining account or item from all journal entries. Revenue account. Here is debit and here is credit. Revenue account credit with cash amounted $12,000. So now we will enter in T or ledger account. Revenue account credit with cash account amounted 12,000. Right, $12,000. 12,000. The carry forward balance is on debit side with amounted $12,000. Journal entries of all accounts has been completed here, and as well as and also the ledger account of journal entries completed here. The next step is trial balance. This is the trick, and please see and listen with attention. When we carry balances of accounts from ledgers, we must care about that the debit balance of ledgers will be on credit side of trial balance, same as the credit balance of ledgers will be entered on debit side of trial balance. See the first account balance, which is property account. The ledger of property account is this. The carry forward balance is $500,000 on credit side. So will be entered on debit side of trial balance. Credit balance will be entered on debit side with amount $500,000. The next account is inventory account. Here is the ledger of inventory account, which have credit balance amounted $10,000 on credit side. So will be entered on debit side. Inventory account amounted $10,000 on debit side, which is now these balances will be called brought forward balances. The next account is cash account. The ledger of cash account is here. You can see the carry forward balance of cash on credit side. So will be entered on debit side on trial balance. Here is cash account $102,000. The next account is liability accounts. The ledger of liabilities is here. The carry forward balance is on debit side of the ledgers. So will be entered on credit side of the trial balance. Amounted $500,000. Right? The ledger of equity account is here with carry forward balance amounted $100,000 on debit side. The debit balance of ledgers will be entered on credit side of trial balance. Equity account will be credit on $100,000. The next account is revenue account. The ledger of revenue account is here with credit forward balance amounted $12,000 on debit side. Now we will enter this amount on credit side of trial balance with amount $12,000. You can see here the debit and credit balances of trial balance are equal due to the effect of double entry system. After making the trial balance, the next step is we will make two statements. First is profit and loss statement and second is balance sheet of Perfect Apples Limited. For making profit and loss account, we need two accounts from here. First is costs and revenue. The inventory cost is 10,000, whether the revenue is 12,000. The revenue is revenue or sales amounts of apple is $12,000. Whether the actual cost of inventory of apple is costs of inventory on apples was $10,000. We will find $2,000 profit from this business. That's it. Clear? Okay. You can see here the balance sheet statement of Perfect Apple Limited. Assets on debit sides with total amount $602,000, including property and cash. The credit side of the balance sheet includes liabilities, mortgage, and equities include shareholders investment or owners equity investment amounted $100,000 Remember, this was the equity on trial balance, and also include equities had profit to $2,000. The total of asset side is equal to liability and equity side. It will be done balance of both sides in effect of one transaction will be depend on double entry accounting system. Whether you are making journal entries of the business, whether you are making ledger accounts of the business, whether you are making trial balance of the business, whether you are making profit and loss statement of the business, whether you are making balance sheet of the business. At the end, the question comes in our minds that why we use a double entry bookkeeping system. By logging both credits and debits in a double entry bookkeeping system, you can accurately record your financial information. A business must keep a close eye on its income as it does on its expenses, which is why every business needs to use double entry bookkeeping. By having all this transaction to hand, companies are also better able to forecast future spendings. Thanks for watching this video. If you like, then subscribe, share and comment. Thank you all.